Shit, what up? How are you today? Oh shit. Yo, as you can see, I'm in the motherfucking underground caves of I don't know what the fuck, but it's gonna be a fun time. Um, I do think that I'm just really happy right now. I guess I'll say it that way. Um, my students are doing excellent right now, and according to, I mean, I don't know how you want to put it, but oh shit. But it depends on how like you kind of put it when we talk about the price action recently. If you're not somebody who understands the algorithm itself, you're not going to feel like it was a super fun time recently. Um, or if you're not good with order flow, you're not going to feel like it was a fun start to the quarter, I'll say. But put it this way, when we talk about the NASDAQ, okay, when we talk about the NASDAQ, I want you to still get to a point where those two words I just used are not confusing anymore. Okay. I need you to get to a point where you understand what you can do when we talk about assigning a Y to the price swing or to a candle. Okay. A lot of times I understand where people get anxious or they feel as though they put so much pressure on themselves to really understand like what we're doing from left to right. And the problem is, it's not that you have like issues with the narrative, really, or getting your trade to go in profit, right? Because you can see where we're heading towards, of course. But of course, I mean, is it really like a um terribly hard thing when we talk about like the order of a day or the anatomy of a day, right? And we talked about that so much on this channel. But a big thing, right, is that basically we're not in Kansas anymore. Okay. And what that means is that I need you to approach April, May, and June differently. You're not going to trade these 3 months how you've been trading the last 3 months, right? So we talked a little bit about. Now I'm just watching this buy side liquidity because we're about to take some a little bit off there. Let's see. What's the price on that? Oh yeah, no, that's perfect. It's literally perfect. Yep, we need that. So 800, that's a easy one right there. Especially because look, if I have my 100 point scale, right at 100. Yep. Anyway, what I'm saying is I want you to get to a point where you're not looking for what each day or session is doing, literally random. All the stuff that I've brought you through, that we talked on, it's putting it together. You know what I mean? So when we talk about expected price action or this or that on time and things like that, I want you to get to a point where we talk about Q2 being not a Q, my God. Ooh, geez. Q2 being manipulation, right? And this is what I was saying earlier. This is not a lot of fun if you have no idea what's happening. You feel my point. How many people you think are throwing money away left and right because they have no idea? Oh, we just tagged it. Nice. Nice. Perfect. Now, how many people you think are losing money just aimlessly, recklessly, because they have no idea what the fuck is literally going on? When we use that word or that terminology, right? Manipulation, I understand what that means at first, where you're thinking like the fake up to go down or fake down to go up, and you're totally, totally right. But I do also want you to understand when we break down like what is manipulation, like what are the key features, right? It's essentially too far, too fast. We talked about it being um the 1 minute chart. If you're not careful, these are 100 plus tick candles. And if you are not fucking nailing it, it's going to make you feel, yo, I can't fucking catch it. You're changing your bias every 30 seconds and you have no idea because you're too zoomed in as well because you're worried. So if you're having no way, and I understand that you understand liquidity, we understand. I'm hilarious. But like I said, I want you to get to a point where you're understanding manipulation on a different level. It's too far, too fast. And I'm talking about not just the uh wrong direction, but the right one too. So when we talk about like what does that look like for us? And when April started, right? We're only about a weekend, but this is what I mean. Okay? So we're on a 15-minute chart. I wanted to bring you back to a day like this. All right? Watch. We talk about a lot of this stuff in order. This is literally April 1st, okay? So as we're popping in, um, 31st, yes, you can kind of see the same thing because we're already starting that process of changing from a accumulation to a manipulation. Accumulation is the building of liquidity on both sides. So when we talk about what does an A cycle really look like, we talk about functionality, right? And why would I do it on London right there? You have an X, A, M, and D. Yeah. You got the Judge Judy. We love the Judas swing. Don't laugh. Shut up. Don't laugh. All right. The only reason why we call it Judge Judy, right, is because this starts to really put things into perspective. This gives us a clean, clean, clean. Not just if you wanted to run it during Asia, but let's say you're trying to figure out what the vibe is on the day. You want to know how we can tell that's XAMD like while we're running this, right? This is too fucking trendy in the first place. So if you wake up at London or wake up at New York, you're going to check for this. So you're already going to understand what the M does. Too far, too fucking fast. You feel my point. But when we talk about like what is really happening in terms of like a manipulated quarter, okay, you're going to see price swings just start to measure stuff. You'll see what I mean. Stuff is going so far, and you think it's just about tariffs. No, I'm talking like multiple times. It's going to offer you 1,000 plus tick runs, and it's scary. I mean, like, listen, how many times throughout the day, right? I'm not even talking about just this. We'll start with the Judas swing, right? So let's say you captured the Judas swing correctly. Your goal is to get out between that two and that five. And so if you know that this is just buy side liquidity being new or made for you, no, this is not done for you, although it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's not going to immediately take out that X. Not at all. Accumulation does not take out major liquidity. So you knowing this is X, you have some functionality behind that. Okay, cool. You're met with a cool 872 ticks, so even 2 micros is paying you almost $1,000. Perfect. And I'm not saying you have to catch like complete tops and bottoms, but what I'm saying is if you get used to catching the algorithm, how you're supposed to go in order, you're gonna have your Judas swing every night. You're gonna have your 2 to 5 London function every night, whether it's a 2 to 5 high or low. I'm not gonna talk about that right now, but I'm just saying you need to get to yes, manipulation is going to basically give you, and even if you're I'm not saying this is the wrong bias, but even if you're in like a idea where buying is low resistance, this is your low resistance liquidity run. Obviously, right, the order flow is obviously bullish. But my point, right, is that when you're looking at some of this stuff, even your down runs, listen, listen, bro, you still get 200 points there. You still get 1,006 downward. That's what I'm saying. There's so much range involved with your manipulation. And you start to think that's crazy. Yeah. This is my whole point to this lecture. You need to be able to break down functionality. And oh shit, oh shit, almost dropped the PlayStation Portal, dog. Oh my god, I can't be dropping that. I forgot it was on my lap. Not gonna lie to you. It's funny because I be gaming while I trade, and so, bro, I love the Portal. Like when I tell you this is like one of the coolest, it makes me feel like I have a PSP again. You know what I mean? And that was the shit back in the day because I've had the original PSP. I've had the like PS Vita, and the Vita was so unsupported in my like I'm not gonna say unsupported, but they could have had a better list of games that had some actual bangers. You know what I mean? All that 2D side scrolling bullshit, like save that for Nintendo. Not to this Nintendo because I love Pokemon. I play Pokemon every day. And people ask me like what games I play. And that's what led to this bulletin point, I guess, even kind of thinking about it. But like I play RPG games, okay? I play Black Myth Wukong. I play Ghost of Tsushima right now is my favorite. But like I like games where you fucking level up. I like anything where you got to straight level the fuck up, bro. And that's why like in my trading, I love this shit too. And what I'm talking about right now is how you fucking level up. Once you get into like all the niche little stuff that we talk about, and it's not really on just like, you know, having a certain perspective on um when to trade or like having a certain perspective on a certain trading style. I want you to get to a point where you can see some of this stuff, even if it's this manipulated. You can't get into a trade and treat everything like you're in a distribution cycle. I've said that a million times on this channel. And the reason why I'm saying it again is because this is what I'm talking about. A lot of people are going to get into a move, right? Whether they find the Judas swing and they're going to stay too long. You go to the bathroom literally 9:30 and they're taking half your money back. They're taking half the money back and more. If you are fixated on certain targets that we don't get to, and you want to feel like you want to keep going for sells, but in a manipulation, I want you to get to a point where it's not actually just changing the bias overall, but you're understanding that the marketplace is only going from objective to objective to objective to objective to objective to objective. I can make a song about that. About that. That sounds good too. It's only going to objectives. You got to watch your profits, so you better check it. your account, you need to respect this. So you need to not over leverage. Ooh, that was hard. Ooh, that was hard. I gotta start rapping again, bro. I've been saying this for a while, but yeah, I gotta start rapping again. You can tell I probably smoked some really good weed today, but this is my point. You get so focused on this liquidity down here. Yes, it's going downward. We totally understand. Okay, we get it. You get to 9:30, you might want to reconsider, read some literature on the subject. You sure? Fuck it. And especially because a lot of these here, this is my point. You're going to say what? Yo, Jay, I thought this gap was going to work. And I'm going to ask you why you thought that gap was going to work. You're going to tell me, well, we're already sell side. We've talked a lot about order flow. So, us being downside for the last, 80 years, this thing's been dropping off a literal building. We get it. Yes, the macro is still sell side. But I want you to not get finessed when you're looking at something like this. And this is what a true manipulation really will look like on you. It'll literally go and not fucking stop. And you're sitting there thinking, yo, this is really crazy. There's no way. Yes, there is a way. 500 plus points, bro. I'm trying to tell you. You cannot sit there and get fixated on shit like that. It's not going to work. Regardless if you are new to ICT concepts or you're old to the core content, or if you're new to gold back levels, this stuff is not going to save you if you're not sure about time versus price. Ooh, excuse me. I sneezed right there. Bless me. So, and this is the thing. I said this earlier. You're going to think it's tariffs. It's literally just the time of the year. April, May, and June. We just got out of accumulation. We just got into a manipulation. And so that means we have a whole 3 months of shit going way too fucking far. You're going to also see how manipulation presents itself. And I've said this before on this channel, where it's actually like a huge, like a macro big ass version of a accumulation profile. Or the candles will look kind of similar to this, where you might actually have a run, but they're really big as they go down in one direction, but it doesn't stop it from you know what I'm saying? But it's making these massive fucking run, like of just massive moves. You see what I'm saying? And it feels uncomfortable to the average person. And I totally understand if you're not breaking this down to exactly what we talk on. Manipulation could be visually to us like that, or it could be just what I described to our left, to where it's visually just like a single file line, monster banger, for no reason. See what I'm saying? And this one, you're not going to trade anyway. That's a little after your 4 o'clock, so you're not taking that. But what I'm saying is, if you're not locked down by functionality somewhere, do you feel me? You're going to start to get the super fucking finessed. If you don't know where to find high and low of the day, if you don't know where to find your um optimal trade entry, liquidity, not bullish. You got to understand this stuff. And I totally understand. And I've given out this before, but the textbook definition of buying is what? Hold on, my bad. You finished rolling the blunt. I keep forgetting to seal it. Hmm. Oh yeah, no, got it. I'm smoking this. I got some motor breath right now. I got some Pop Tarts, not like actual Pop Tarts. The strain is called Pop Tarts, and I got some sour diesel from another dispensary. But I feel like Real sour diesel doesn't, it's not the same. Like, I've been smoking weed for a very long time. This is different. They'll never do like a regular, like Blue Dream by itself anymore. Um, you might find it in like a concentrate form, but it's still majority a it's not the same. For those who are smoking like sour diesel, Blue Dream, um, back into like, 2010, 2011, 12, like shit was way different. I miss it. I miss it. But anyway, so I'm thinking about three things, right? I'm thinking about plugging my computer into this charger. Let's see. There we go. But I'm also thinking about the textbook definition of buying and selling. Yes, we have Asia open, so you're probably comfortable with that. But the problem is, when you're not getting these longer term areas, you're going to get finessed every 10 seconds into thinking, oh, we're sell side. Never mind, we're bullish. Never mind, we're sell side. Never mind, we're bullish. And you get my point, right? And you're going to get to where your anxiety is taking you over. And it's not that you don't understand this stuff, but I want you to get to a point where, like, you're on more of these longer term areas. And if you want to break down like what you have, you're not forced into just to understand this is the bigger move. So you're going to focus on that even in your back testing. But I want you to, like I said, break it down, man. Judas, what's next? 2 to 5 high, right? Literal high of day, right? So that's off limits. So every time you see real buying, what are you going to fucking do? Look for sells. Look for sellies in there, right? So, my point, you're going to look at some of this stuff. You might get a little worried about that. You're going to get super worried about that one, especially because this one comes up and actually takes some liquid up here. This is good for you. This is great for you. This is the most sell side shit we've ever seen, and you need to view it that way. You got turtle soup in a fair value gap. Come on now. Stop changing the bias every 10 seconds. And look, we're on a 15-minute chart. So if we pop down, right? This is my point. It's just pure manipulation. Look how far these go. If you're caught holding the bag, you're going to get pissed. Look at that. 800 tick bro, 900 tick retracement almost. If you're in from somewhere like that, you got to start taking profits, whether you want to or not, bro. You got to take partials. Pay yourself when you get down here if you take this move. You're not going to get this 810 and think you're sweet and good to go. We understand that London up here is the 2 to 5 high and it won't be fucked with. So if you're not up there, you need to understand this right here. In order for you to become a more reliable narrator, okay, in a more manipulated profile, this is not bullish. Okay. If you took this for a ride, a counter trend scalp, you got some money out of it, be done at the first target. Be done. Now, I had a live stream about this. My students know way about this long ago. I've been talking about this for quite a while for them to organize their order flow and understand when we talk about like looking directly at a price swing and saying, you know what, that's fucking fake. That's fucking fake. I could look dead at this thing and be like, yo, don't buy that. If you're already in, hold it for a little bit, but nah, don't hold that. Order flow is sell side. What is the textbook definition of buying? You thought I forgot. Breaking of highs, respective lows. Textbook definition of selling, respective highs, and the breaking. You just said it in your head without me saying it, didn't you? Ha 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 ha. Exactly. Right? You gotta get there. You can see it. It looks silly right now. But this is what I'm talking about. You're gonna look dead at shit like this and be like, yo, what the fuck? First of all, that's disgusting. Here we go again. Hold on, watch. We're on a 5 minute chart right now. Okay. Listen, how far is this? Take a guess before I measure how far this really is. I'm talking here, I'll give you here. I'm talking like this to like that, like this low to that high. And how ridiculous this is. First of all, 125 to listen, bro, that's a long time. That's a long time. You're going to end up wasting ammo in here, left and right, because you think that, oh, well, I got to get it now. I got to get it now. And you're trying to trade as if there's no tomorrow. Gap starts to feel awkward, and you finally get it, but it's just only paying you back for all the losses that you took in here. Not good. So my whole point of this lecture is to get you diesel, my guy. And this is too much, bro. This is way too fucking much. And I'm talking like back and forth too. Like each one of these candles being, listen, bro, that's too far. That's way too far. I don't like it. Now, the reason why I say this, you gotta get to like functionality. You can't trade an A cycle how you trade an M. You can't trade an M how you trade a D cycle. You can't. It's not gonna work. You got to understand visually what it looks like, how it's behaving, how it's respectful of highs and lows or not. And when we talk about like, again, watch this, right? Just to check up on you. Okay. You got to realize what we really up against right now. If you're brand new to gold back levels, you might want to strap in because we got a lot to talk about. So listen, like when I tell you we're knocking down, um, watch, we're knocking down whole 240, my bad, 2187s this quickly. Let's pop on the weekend. Listen, we're completing a whole 2187 in a week from EXT to the low. You gotta understand how crazy that really is, bro. You gotta understand algorithms. These things are so put together. And like I said, it's almost 10,000 ticks, bro. It's scary, right? But this is what I mean. Real manipulation type shit. You're not going to find that in a Q1. You're not. We have 3 months of this type of shit. You don't get wind to this now, bro. You're gonna feel like there's never a setup. You're gonna feel like you always get stopped out. You're gonna feel like, and again, it's all about objective to objective. So if you're not comfortable looking at the marketplace like this, then you're gonna feel lost. Listen, if you're a scalper, even, okay, I want to bring it down to your level. We're back on the 1 minute. Now, 2187, like I talked about. Listen, now if you're understanding your goal back levels, even with how accurate the levels are, this doesn't make it any less annoying. If you're not taking profits in here, it's taking your money back. If you're thinking that every single price swing left and right is going to change the order flow, yes, even this gap is huge and still doesn't fucking work. You see my fucking point, bro. You need to do a favor for yourself and follow liquidity. Don't just get caught up on every single gap. I've told a lot of people that have taken that L or 10 because we want to like not believe that the gap And I understand you have a reaction from the shit. Yes, sell it down. Be done. You start to see it get a little wild. I guarantee you, you're not going to like that reaction back up. Take partials. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, huge order block. We totally understand, right? And there's some other stuff that you can come into that if you're a part of either my or Hobby's Discord, you understand what I'm talking about. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but how you use time effectively is going to be a thing, right? So whether you're in tune with the macros or I want to pop on some of these channels too. Let's check these out. Uh, Dude, I'm like literally Wiz Khalifa in it right now. Literally just cushion orange juice right now, literally. Mm-hmm. Ooh, love orange juice. So good. Now, do you see how magnificent this is? What am I looking at? Scary, scary stuff. Now, watch, right? We have a 35. Now, I want to put on a, well, here, we could actually hand draw a few of these. Watch. So, sometimes what I'll do, right? I'll turn these off and draw my own channels so you guys can see. So, this is my point, right? We talk about these channels being straight up support and resistance. And this is just 635, right? 135, 835. You get the point. All right. Now, this is my thing. All right. Now, this being Sunday, Monday, Monday. There's only but a few of these on my 35-minute time frame. So if I'm going for a bigger move on the day, this is going to be your bread and butter. And you could do it with, I mean, no look behind the back, left hand hook shot type of shit. Like, you don't have to do a lot of trade management in here. You can just check out the channel. Notice what we do. We go up, can't break it, up. Look at the support, man. I don't even like that word. You know me. I like algorithms. So I don't like that word. Support and resistance don't fucking exist unless you're talking to me about these motherfucking channels, my man. This shit keeps us so interested. I've been doing a lot of work with these recently. And again, shout out Hoppy, bro, because he's just a beast. Like, just all the stuff that we do, man. If it wasn't for him, we would be lost in the sauce like everybody else. I mean, I was already good with core concept before this, but even still, it's like just to have it this easy is just dumb. Like real video game vibes type shit. And I like RPGs. Like I said, I like to level up. So in my trading, I feel the same way. You have no idea how I feel, bro. My stats crazy right now. I'm talking like how I feel, not even in just like my skills or experience. Like I really feel great about my trading, dog. I want you to feel the same way. Like, um, yeah, right now I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm playing Forspoken right now. I play a lot of Call of Duty, Black Myth Wukong, like I said before. I like classics, like I play a lot of Tony Hawk because I love Tony Hawk. I play all of them, old ones, the remake ones. Um, I play Rethawed on PC. So if you like if you're really into that community, you know what I'm talking about. But um, I'm looking to play Dark Cloud today too. I have it on my uh like I don't know. I have it on PS5. Um, but I also have it on another uh PC, but the experience might be a little better on the PC, I would say. But my whole thing is I want you to get to a point where you're not getting finessed by like any of this information and you're looking at the levels correctly. So even if we're talking about like um the 15 or a not 15, it'd be like 17. Yeah. So you could do a lot of things with these things, man. You got the channel up here giving you a lot of help with the bullishness to the day. This thing spikes literally what? Let's count it. Right from this 35, which is obviously a liquidity void, right? See that? Look how many ticks that is. That is almost ungodly. Crazy amount of ticks. You feel me? So you're going to get to a point where, again, the narrative itself makes sense. We have a new week opening gap. All right. We fill that really quick. Also, we talk about London, right? So I need you to get to a point where this function is not hard for you to find. Oh, wait, I bricked it. Now I fixed it. Mhm. So I'm looking for this, right? I bricked it, then I fixed it. So right there, 2 to 5 low, right? What does that become for us? Low of the day. So when you're getting to some of this stuff, I'm telling you, bro, just put it together. And then what do we have? I just said it before. Optimal trade entry, nothing but a time-based reversal, and you out of there, my guy. There's nothing else to do on the day. Like that's it. See, I can post that to my Discord real quick. Feel what I'm saying? Boom. Love my Discord. They do such incredible work, man. And like I said, my Discord is actually capped for anybody who's listening. I'll reopen a few slots in maybe about a week or two, but right now I wanted to really focus on everybody's development who's with me in there now. But um, I also have a full mentorship. So those who are in my Discord are mostly in my mentorship, not everybody, but um, you can book a one-on-one session. Like it's an hour and a half, sometimes 3 hours of me talking at you just how I do now, right? But we talk about some cool stuff. So the more I get to know you as a person, that's my whole thing. These lectures will be more personal towards you. That's what that's for. Not everybody do I need to flock to the Discord to learn. Just book a one-on-one. Send me an email, okay? And I will respond to you. And also, I mean, I have a lot of catching up to do. I mean, the email is already cluttered, so I try to check it a couple times a week or whatever when I can. But if I don't get back to you in like a day or two, I'm likely busy or traveling or whatever I'm doing at the time. So, but anyway, I'm looking for a few things. We talk about structure. And I got to charge the army color controller. Okay. Dude, I love PlayStation so much. I mean, I have PC and whatnot, but I play on PlayStation so much more. Anyway, but when we look at a Judah swing, London 2 to 5, high or low, OTE, then you have your PM distribution. Every single day, the anatomy of a day does not really change very often. And you could break these down. So let's write it out. You have your Asia Judy, you have your London. It's really a rejection block. We also have your New York OTE, then you have your PM distribution. I'm telling you, every single day, do whatever you want to do, but it's not about having one singular model is a one size fits all for every time of the day or whenever you're just available or whatever the fuck the case is. Everything is time based. Everything's organized, and you should be too. And it's unfortunate because I want people to get to a point where, like I said earlier, we talked about manipulation, right? So even with this whole up move here and this whole down thing, how many people you think got destroyed? Like I said, here, so many people get destroyed, bro. Dude, my horse into the game is fucking blinged out. Like he's blue and like we got a matching outfit. I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima right now, but um like even just talking about like individual trading style, you got to make sure that you're pairing yourself to the algorithm how you're actually comfortable. You're actually not forced into one thing or the other, this entry method, or I can't get in if I don't have a gap. Dog, fuck that shit. Understand what the algorithm is doing in general. You can develop however you want to like. There's a special video coming out next for you guys. It's breaking down how to make your own trading model. You can name it if you want. And this is why this video is the setup for it. So you have to know the anatomy of a day. Next, we're going to talk about the anatomy of a week. And we talked about this on this channel back in season 1. But to give you a recap, I want you to get to a point where before you start just coming on and trying to figure out like, you know what, damn, why is trading so hard right now? Or so easy right now, depending on who you are. I get that every price swing is going like 500, 1,000 literal ticks. So even if you're wrong, it's not hard to make some money. But my whole thing is, I'm hilarious. I need you to get to a point where you are the reliable narrator. Okay. You ever saw a movie called The Prestige? If you've never seen this movie, okay, it's a movie from 2006 and it's a Christopher Nolan movie. I am very much interested in film. There's always like some weird J lore that is happening in one of these videos for like no fucking reason. But anyway, I watch a lot of film, all right? And the thing is, I analyze film. It's not just plot. I really want to get into why things were done the way that they were done. If you've ever looked at anything in the movie, there's nothing there shown to you out of order or without purpose. You need to come to the chart looking the same damn way. There's nothing on your screen that is without purpose. You don't need to go into every single thing just how when you're watching a movie. There's a main story, there's a main plot. New week opening gap needs to get filled. We don't do that in Asia. We do that when? Ooh, we just get here in London, but we don't what? Fill gap. You can hear it in my voice what I mean. You need to be a better director. Every time you trade, why is this shit bullish? We need to go and fill a gap. Okay, then. And you can keep it that simple. You don't need a ridiculous narrative when you're narrating. Does that make sense? I need you to get to a point where you're saying it like this. Wow, I'm not actually worried about this down move. I understand what we're doing. It's probably a retracement. Here is when you want to be more interested in your gap. Not just because this is here, but I'm talking about optimal trade entry. Find gaps then. Find your order blocks then. You don't need to find them every 10 seconds to do things. You're not going to count yourself out of the move just because it's starting to move and you don't have it here already positioned for you. Just take the damn trade. Buy side liquidity, my bad. North side liquidity, got to put you on again, right? Remember, we say north side and south side now. My bad. North side and south side liquidity. My bad. I'm stumped. Got to make sure I slow my brain down. North side liquidity, north side liquidity, south side liquidity. Okay. So when this is offered to you, we're already on the way. Don't think this shit is really sell side. Take this time to plan your buying. 950 macro. And you in that bitch. Make the most money you've ever seen in one trade. I'm telling you it's not hard. People often talk to me and they say, well, we all know that trading is slightly difficult. But when you understand or get to a point where you attach a why and a when to pretty much everything, there's not much you can't come on to the chart and find a place to narrate or a starting or stopping point that makes sense for you to trade. And again, just measure the range. It's often giving you where it's about to go, how far, and often tell you when it's going to get there. Those in my mentorship know exactly what I mean about that. Now, I can't do exactly what I teach fully on the public YouTube. I respect my students, but this should be enough information for you to play around with for your independent study. I want you to get to a point where, again, all the shit that you need is right on the screen. Okay. And so I just wanted to tap in with you real quick. You know what I'm saying? But there should be another video for you. I want to talk about YM, Young Money. No, I'm kidding. Dow Jones, and I want to talk about um no, it's literally called Young Money for a reason. That's actually really funny. If you're not in my Discord, it sucks because it's the best fucking best place. But yeah, man. So I want to talk about YM, and there's some inside jokes on there that you're not even gonna understand. So fuck me saying it, but yeah. So whether it's a Q3 move or we're just yelling Q4 rev, or there's a lot of things that I want you to be able to see independently inside of the algorithm itself. You don't have to do 10 things at once, but the more you break it down, you can invent a model for each or have something in place where you're a little more flexible. It's not really just full model based, but you have things in place um, in terms of if then statements. Okay. What does that fucking mean? Who knows? I'll just be saying shit, right? Mm. But, like I said, don't listen to me though. Who knows? I want you to get to a point where trading is not hard because it's not. Anybody who says trading is hard, you just don't understand shit.